Hello everyone, this is Seven here, and today we will be taking a look at the RX-78-2 Gundam from the Gunpla Starter Set Volume 2 kit. Now, this kit came with a few extras, for example, the how-to manual to make your Gunpla model kit look better, and some extras that I will get into once we get into the accessories. But right now, let's just talk about the kit. Oh. Now, the sculpting on here is pretty basic. It's in line with the Gundam statue, but if you're gonna talk about the Gundam in the anime, it's gonna be highly inconsistent since, well, the Gundam in the anime was also highly inconsistent. Let's talk about color separation, which the sticker you're only gonna be using is the camera can fall is on the eyes and the head cameras, and this one on the neck. The camera will not stay put. Why is that? There we go. I'm gonna show you the neck sticker, which is that. And for some reason they didn't use the actual polycap just for the head itself. I would have preferred this a separate piece, but you know, budget cuts, all that stuff. And now let's talk about the posability, which is kind of the weakest part of this kit. As for posability, you're gonna get a ball joint at the head. The base of the neck can only go forward and back. The rotation is a full 360, so there's no limitations there. You can't look really or that far up and really far down. The arm can swing out and bring back in. There's a rotation. There is a swivel here, and a 90-degree bend, and a traditional ball joint at the hand. The torso is pretty much, on mine, it's just a rotation since I glued this joint since it broke off. There was supposed to be an ab crunch inside the side there, but since it broke, it's no longer there. For the waist joint, there's only the front skirts can move out, side skirts can move out, and the back skirt is pretty much a solid piece. Universal joint at the legs, a swivel there, legs can move up, back not that much. There's a 90-degree bend, or rather probably 95-degree bend. Head back. Okay, once again, there's a polycap here, and there's gonna be a swing out joint here. There's a ball joint at the end of the foot joint, so there's gonna be not a lot of angle pivot, but a lot of forward movement, but not a lot of back. Now that we're done with the posability, let's talk about the accessories. The first accessory I will talk about is the rocket launcher. The rocket launcher is pretty basic. It's big, has a lot of ammo in it. There's actually just about 5 rounds in it, and it's all cast in gray. I don't know if this is anime accurate since I haven't really watched. I've actually watched the whole Gundam series. I just forgot what color this will actually be. And there is the beam rifle, which is pretty standard as well. The only colors that are on here is yellow and gray. And this handle actually can't be held by the Gundam. Only this handle itself. And the bonus I was talking about is this, the Gundam Marker. Now this Gundam Marker is in the color gray, since you can't tell by the camera. I don't know if you can, since my camera is absolute worthless right now. It's actually gray. I'm not gonna show you. I'm just gonna update my panel lining on my panel lining on the Gundam or Model Kit 101 series. I'll just tell you all about it later. You actually get 2 special right hands, which is a grabby hand and a trigger finger hand. The trigger finger is for the rocket launcher and the rifle, and this hand is for holding the beam sabers. Now those two here, you see those 2 beam sabers stuck onto the model kit? Those are actually permanent. Well, they're not permanent when you get them out of the box and built, but on mine I just glued them since they were a mess to handle. This is one of the beam sabers. This beam saber is actually supposed to be on the back, but since I want to use it with an actual beam saber effect, I just took it out. But the one on the left side of the Gundam is actually the toothpick Saber, which I cut from the beam and glued it there. And now this will just fit into his hand perfectly. There's also a beam effect that can fit in it, although you're gonna need a bit of a modification to be able to fit it. In this case, I got it from the Gundam Mark II. Now there you go. And the other accessory is his shield, which I panel lined not so greatly. Ew. I also put a 108 marking here, again from the HG gun cannon. Check out that video if you would. And in this case, it's pretty standard. It's just a shield. And one thing I'd like to point out. Yeah. If you've been following my Instagram, there was supposed to be a rocket launcher holder here, but I had to cut that piece out since I don't really need it for some reason. Besides, it's not gonna be wielding it most of the time. However, this was all cast in white, so I just had to color that in gray with spray paint. I used Bosny for that. And the final accessory, which is the other bonus, is the Gundam Hammer. Now, mine broke for some reason. I don't know how and I don't know why. I can't seem to find the connection bit for it. This is actually the handle. The end of it actually broke for some reason. In some cases, I didn't see, and the hammer is actually missing a spike. But other than that, the Gundam Hammer is fairly basic. It dangles, shifts around. I can't really tell if it's made of metal though. If it is made of metal, someone please tell me down below in the comments. Now, with that out of the way, the bonus manual is pretty much just a standard manual. Let me show you the how-to manual for a bit. This is the manual that I've been talking about. Let's just move the Gundam out of there for it. This is it. It's pretty big. You can't seem to fit it all into frame. As you can see, there it is. Now, I'm not going to be showing you every single page of it, since, trust me, there's going to be some scans on it on probably Dengeki Hobby or so. It talks about the tools you'll be needing and where the polycaps will be. And now that out of the way, time for my final thoughts. Now, this kit does look great, but it lacks posability, which is kind of the reason I don't like this kit all that much. It's lack of posability. And the second, the accessories are kind of meh for me. The Gundam Hammer, you're only gonna get a few poses from that. The only reason I actually got this was for the Gundam Marker and the manual, or the Gunpla how-to instructions. So overall, this kit was good, but could have been better. And now this marks the end of the review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you'd like, there are still more videos on my channel. You can go check them out. This has been Seven with a review of the Gunpla Starters Volume 2 of the RX-78-2 Gundam. And I will see you all in the next review. Bye-bye!